Hey gang, what's going on? Time for us, or for the old man to lay the cards on the table. Um, Much to my chagrin, and it's my fault. I'm a million miles behind. And the only way that I'm going to be able to keep this going and to catch up with what I'm doing for the next couple months, these videos are going to be how-tos. And it's going to be a plethora of subjects. I'm going to bounce around when I'm doing it. I don't have any choice in the matter. I've discussed this with Jake. I've discussed it with Kathy. I'm putting far too many hours into prepping for the videos for the complete builds, and it turns into pennies rather than dollars, and I got to catch up. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to bounce, and we're going to go to different kits. We're going to build motors. We're going to work. We're going to go over pitfalls on certain kits, etc., etc. Naturally, you're going to work with me, but this is the only way that I'm going to be able to do this. Otherwise, it's just not going to be viable. So, that being said, I've got this 62 bubble top that we're going to have to get going here. There's going to be work on a 57 Chevy. There's several different motors that we have not yet built on any of the Patreon builds, previous Patreon builds, and we're going to give this a shot. I don't think you're going to lose anything. Actually, I think you're going to gain it, because the thing of it is as I said, it's going to be a plethora of subjects / different kits, and this way you avoid the pitfalls that I found all on my own. So without further ado, let's get our asses in gear here. Okay, now this is one of the very original 62 bubble tops, one of the first releases. And overall, it's a very nice kit. It does have a few little things that need to be addressed. First things first, and the reason that I always suggest going with the first ones, let me knock that out first. On this body right here, okay, a lot of times this line gets lost, okay? So, it doesn't take much to restore it. It's a little tougher on some of the later releases, okay? Now, what you're going to have to do, if you take a scalpel blade, flip it around, okay, and you just lightly trace this, and just continuously go back and forth, lightly. And it's, believe me, the scalpel blade, as long as you just take your time and just draw it back and forth, it will stay in there. There's enough of it. The reason that we're doing this is because that line is so thin and not deep enough that when you do go to bare metal foil it, you've lost your line.
You're talking about the line that's within the sphere itself?
Yeah.
Or well, on the top edge?
On the top edge. On the top edge. The definition between here and here is good.
Okay.
It's just that this gets lost in translation at the very top. Can you see it?
Yeah, the light wasn't catching it right before.
Okay. Now, another thing that has to be done naturally, and I already started putzing with it, you're going to have to take this off, and you're going to have to take the Bel Air off. Now, you can get the Bel Air decals out of the 57 Chevy from Revell, lay them back down, you don't have a problem. Another thing that on some of these kits, now this one has a little bit of it, these door jambs are pretty wide. Okay, so what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to take the scalpel blade backwards and scribe that way. Get it in deep. And then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get the acrylic India ink, get it in there, scrub it off, have that thin line there. Now, when you go to spray this, what you have to do is you're just going to have to touch in these edges. Another thing too, and you can hear it, that has to be lowered. because what that's going to do, as soon as you hit that with paint, especially if you're using metallic or a pearl, it's going to pull it, and it's not gonna get in where it's supposed to. Now, what I've done with a lot of this already, I've backscribed a lot of this, and these lines are relatively deep, but you want them deeper because, like I said, you got a little bit of a width here, so you want that black line down there thin. And then, like I said, I'm going to sand this with 320 and flatten this out. Even though it does have a slight curve to it, that's a little too high. So the very first thing, other than me showing you this, now there is going to be a mold line up in here. You're going to have to take that off. There's also a mold line here. I started removing that, and on this side too, because your spear goes to the front. So what you're going to have to do, lightly sand, it's finesse sanding. Everything back here is copacetic. Again, you got the lettering back here. Now it is rather defined, but you can steal the decals out of one of the 62 Impalas from Revell to replace this, or you can bare metal foil over this. It is rather pronounced. But if you plan on using a metallic or a pearl, once you get that built up, you might lose some of the definition. So you can either go over top of it, like I've showed you many moons ago, and then just wipe it off or sand it off as you apply each coat of paint, primer, whatever. And that way, it's still going to be viable. You're not going to lose the detail. This you're probably going to lose. Now, sand that off, and you can also use, there's a black decal that's made for this, for the out of the 62 Impala. So the very first thing that's a landmine with this is this. Okay, you use this without doing any work on it, your interior isn't going to fit right. Hence, if the interior doesn't fit right, that means the frame's not going to fit right. So, ain't gonna learn any younger. It's dinner time. We'll be right back. All right, Jake and I got used as a experiment for dinner again tonight. Naturally, she pulled it off. Everything was wonderful. All right, back to the drawing board. All right. Let me caution you before we even start this. Okay. You need to make sure that this thing is placed where you need it. Okay. You typically want to line it up to where these two are touching. Okay, because we're going to do away with them. Because like I said, we're going to do a fair amount of grinding on this just to get it to fit right. Otherwise, as I indicated, your interior, nothing's going to fit the way it's supposed to fit. Okay, so best thing to do, just to start things off, you're going to want to mark this. As such.
Alright, where'd you mark again?
Hang on. Patience, child, patience. Alright. I don't know. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And like I said, you're just going to have to take little bits and pieces of this as you go along. We're also, once we get this to where we want it, we're also going to take off some of this too. Because like I said, this impedes the dashboard fitting up where it's supposed to.
So you traced the A-pillar then?
Yeah.
Or the, yeah.
Or the removal thereof. Now the thing of it is, you don't want to start up here, you want to start down here. And you just want to take little chunks of it as you go along. Okay, gotta shut this down. I want to peel this. Hey, another piece of garbage on the workbench. Come on. Atta baby. A little bit more. And that's almost as bad as putting it on a chalkboard.
That's a horrid noise.
What's that, buddy?
I was just gonna say, that's a horrid noise.
Yeah, I know. But, could you imagine trying to cut this out by hand? I don't think so. They haven't done fast to do that. Jake, that's almost as annoying as you are.
I know, that's not easy.
That's pretty bad. I can hear Johnny and Bruce going,
Let the marbles knocking around.
yeah. Alright. Almost. Not quite. Fa-fa. Alright, Jake, in that cabinet, first cabinet down to the bottom, left hand side, there's a red interior built for this.
This one?
No, buddy. Up in the
over here.
the top. No. This one. The one on the right. See the red interior down the bottom?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then. Alright, so I don't know if Jake can catch this in here. Can you catch it?
Yeah, hold it still. What am I
Hang
looking
on a
at?
second, buddy. Alright, now, can you see how much of a drop there is in the front?
Yeah, compared to the
That's because of that,
the
of
windshield.
this under here. So, we're almost clear of the wing windows, for lack of a better term. And we're definitely going to have to take some of that off. Okay.
Now, what are you using as a guide to trace the bottom out?
What's that?
So, what do you?
Staying right below the windshield wipers, kid.
Okay.
Like I said, this is not perfect science.
So no sneezing then.
No. Okay. You know, the crazy part of it is as beautiful a kit as this is, it's almost sacrilege that you have to do this. But, ain't got no choice. Damn, that's ugly sound. Ugh. Yeah, don't do this with a painted body, okay? You'll be sorry. And like I said, you gotta make sure that this is up in where it belongs. While doing this, almost there. That's up and against. That's up and against. Alright, bullseye. Okay, next step. Oh shit. Jake, I need the 320, the 400, the 600, all the way up. Sorry about that. It's right there.
He's right there.
See, we were shooting for Fundamental Fridays and no, the bigger ones. What do you got?
It's 320.
There you go.
220.
It's a start.
800. Just knock that on your Nova.
What's that?
Just knock that on your Nova.
You did what?
Don't worry about
What, are
it.
you looking to die?
You'll find out later. Is that all of them? That's all I got. The rest of these are polishing guys.
What's underneath the... Huh. Or is there some back there?
There's
There's
one,
some back there.
400 there.
Okay. Ah!
Yeah.
No, no, no. You don't want to do that.
Sorry, guys.
What are you doing? Knocking the camera around?
Well, it wasn't exactly in frame since you like to move around all over the place.
I give you one easy job. One.
Hey, I give you one too. Make sure we're prepared before we shoot.
Hey, you're the one that moved that over there, not me.
No, you were washing machine guy. So when you starting the boat up when it gets to be 40 degrees for eyes?
Yeah, before it freezes. Get off of there. Pain in my ass. Right. Alright, 320 is out of the way. Eek! Y'all wonder why I'm half crazed. This is why!
Yeah, thanks for bringing the rest of us with you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't put a gun against anybody's head to do this. Of course, if you look at the list of characters that are loafing on this page, they don't need any help.
This is true.
Oh yeah. Let me see. You got Mr. Edmondson who darts all over the place on a four-wheeler. He's got his son doing it too. Nah, maniacs. And then of course you've got Anvil Arms, and you got Booger. The list just goes on and on and on.
Taking your girl apart this winter?
You know, I'd like to. See, Danny wants to rent in the garage. Of course, they just jacked my rent up by $40 a month.
What Danny wants what?
Danny wants to put his vet in the garage.
Uh-huh.
But if I do that, I'm limiting myself.
Oh, as far as having room to...
Yep. Of course, I got Billy's.
Well, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that
That
guy.
little guy in there.
Yeah, that little thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that little thing. There is a method to my madness. You'll catch on here in a little bit as soon as I get the major pain in the asses out of the way. Okay, let me see. This got to be 600 here. And it is. Hey Jake, does that tape have any identification on it?
Off the speed tape.
Yeah.
I mean, it tries to, but not the way it's sliced.
All right. Check in one of the
You want
boxes.
this?
No. In the center cabinet on the below, there should be a box. The new roll should be in there. No, on the top, right in that center. Ryan asked me who makes it, and I just remembered that. So. There's a plastic. It's like it's in a plastic case, like Jake. No dice, huh?
Nope.
Alright, I'll have to go in search of it.
I have a picture of it.
What's that?
So I'm pretty sure I have a picture of it.
Yeah. Alright, we should be getting where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I caught it. I did. Yay for me. Hooray.
Softball team will be impressed too.
Yeah, well. This goes under the Arabic version of Fakim. Okay. Don't do it, Jake. I'll stab you with a scalpel.
Why?
I'll stab you with a scalpel. Now what the hell did you slump down for? Mainly because you were trying to dodge a rubber band snap when you're on.
What happened?
Glass fell out. Dumbass.
Nice job.
Hey!
You gotta snap it in first.
It ain't snapping in, dummy. It gotta be glued in. All I'm doing is test the fitting. You son of a bitch. I swear. I swear. It wasn't me.
There goes your steering wheel.
Huh?
There goes your steering wheel.
No.
Sticking your finger
Let's
in
not
there.
get too carried away here.
You're the one.
Okay, we're right where we need to be. Now we gotta go with the 1500.
Oh, yay.
Oh, yeah.
You have the 1500?
Yeah, it's right here. Right here. We got it. You know, like I said, wonderful kit. This come out, I believe, in the 90s. But how the hell they dropped the ball on such a thing is just above and beyond me. I just don't get it.
Get it, get it.
Where we at? Okay. Close? Alright. Alright.
Now they still make this kit, or
No. I mean, it hasn't been re-released. It was done in several versions. Dino Dawn and what was the other one? The Old Reliable. I think the Old Reliable was the first one that they brought it out, and they brought it out as a stock 402. And I think there was one more version that they brought, but the only difference was the decals.
Yeah.
You know, Dino Dawn, and who was the other one? There was Dino Dawn. There was the Old Reliable, and there was one more, I think, and they brought it out in the blue. It was just a blue, you know, stock version of it. But and what I brought up earlier in the video about this, I could probably go back and in there and find some of them that weren't as defined. Like I said, this was the original. Yeah, this was the original.
who made that? AMT.
Yeah,
Don Nicholson.
it was Dino Dawn. Yeah.
Yes, Dino Don. Okay.
Okay. You know, this was, I believe, this was the original one. And then they came out with several of the other ones, and like I said, the only difference was the decals. But as they, you know, continued to make it with the mold, it started to lose, you know, this along here. That's why, you know, the easiest way to do it, like I said, stick a damn scalpel blade in it and very carefully just lightly trace it. You know, you guys have used these for the last 5 years with me. And I just, what'd I buy? I bought 200 of them for $30. That show we were just at. Alright, so we're up to 1500. How about that? Woohoo! Now, the only thing that's going to be left to do. What do you do? Oh, take picture. Okay.
No, I was just looking.
Oh, alright. Naturally, this is going to have to be polished out. Now,
Who is in a pineapple under the sea?
what's that, baby?
I said, who is in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, one other thing too that you have to watch with this, you have to watch the height of where you install this, because it'll push your interior too. And that's about basically where you want it to be. And you're gonna, when you glue it in, you're gonna have to start at one point, hold tight until it goes, and then work your way across. But alright, kids, like I said, there's gonna be a bunch of how-tos coming, and this is just one of the projects that have to be worked on. Now, the only thing left to do with this, once I polish it out, I'll take a black marker and I'll just outline this, go back and forth over top of it, and that'll give you a nice black line. It'll conceal any of this. This is pretty much, I will polish this a little bit more. I'll take it all up the way up to 12,000, and then once this is all cleaned up and polished out, then I'll take the marker and I'll black it in, and that helps with the aesthetically correct look. So, until the next time, this is Dawn, me, and Jake. Dick. He gave me the finger. He gave me the finger. You're such a troglodyte.
Oh, using your big words today. Wow. I'm
Impressive,
impressed.
huh? Impressive? Say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious backwards. Go ahead. Can't. Docious fragilisticfragilisticexpialidocious. Hey, we'll catch y'all next week. We're out.